What's up, everybody? This is Rich. And when is the best time to let go of a relationship, or let go of a person, situationship, anything of that sort? When is the best time? And honestly, I would say is when you are tired of getting burned. When you consistently see that you're putting in work and this person is not putting in the same work. Look at it like this. There's a fire, there's a furnace. And both of your hands are in there. Your hand and your partner's hand is in there. And you're doing anything and everything that you can to remove your hand from this fire. And your partner, on the other hand, is not doing as much, not doing anything at all. It almost looks as if they are comfortable with their hand in their fire. It almost looks as if they are comfortable with their hand in the fire. What do? Do you continuously try to figure out how to get both of your hands out that fire? Or do you just say, hey, I'm burning, I'm uncomfortable, you look like you're comfortable, I'm gonna remove myself from this fire and I'm gonna go on? It's the same thing. If the fire is the relationship, it's the same thing. Both of you are in this relationship, situationship, whatever case may be, and it's not going according, or it's not conducive to how you feel as it should be. There's problems occurring, you're the only one trying to fix it, etc. So what do? Do you continuously go to your partner and say, hey, let's fix this, let's work on this? You always trying to be open and whatever the case may be. Do you continuously do that? Or do you say, hey, there's a fire going on, I'm continuously trying to figure it out, and you're not, I'm gonna just remove myself from the situation? That's when you let go. It's when you notice that your efforts are not being matched and reciprocated. Again, when your efforts are not being matched and reciprocated, when your energy is not being matched, when your love is not being matched and reciprocated, when your thankfulness and your appreciativeness is not being matched and reciprocated, that is the time for you to remove yourself. When your energy is not being reciprocated in relationships, it is time to remove yourself. When somebody's not loving you like you are loving them, when somebody's not loving you how you are loving them, it is time for you to remove yourself out of situations. Too many times we stay in these situations because we feel like if we continuously love these people more, we give more love, we give more love, we give more love, we give more patience, we give more caring, we give more understanding, we give more empathy, we give more sympathy, we give more. We feel like we're going to eventually turn them to love us, or we're going to eventually turn them from their wicked ways. And no. Look at me. No. That's the camera, right? No. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not. The only way somebody's really going to change is when they feel the effects of you not being there. And sometimes you can never come back, or sometimes you can come back, But the only effect sometimes people ever have of wanting to change is when their well runs dry. And when their well runs dry is when you leave, because you are fertile. I'm not saying in that sense of being fertile, but I'm saying is you have the energy. You have the means of growth. And when they no longer have that anymore, guess what? They're forced to look at themselves. And sometimes people are comfortable in the positions that they're in. Sometimes people like that fire. Sometimes people like being in struggle. Sometimes people like being in the rut. Sometimes people don't want to grow. Sometimes people like being comfortable. Sometimes people like being stagnant. Sometimes people like being broke. Sometimes people like struggling. Sometimes people like cheating. So let them be them. You remove yourself from the situation. When you see your love that you putting in is not being reciprocated, when you telling them I appreciate you and they're not reciprocating that energy, when you see you constantly cook for them and clean for them and tell them thank you and they're not doing the same reciprocation or giving you that same energy back, when you giving them compliments, they're not giving you the same compliments back, when you text them good morning, they don't text you good morning back, or you text them and they don't text you back, or even when you text and they're not reciprocating that same type of energy, or when you talking on the phone, they're not reciprocating that same type of energy, when you happy and you lively and they're not reciprocating that same type of energy, that when you cut them off. What K Camp said, it ain't nothing to cut that off. It's the same thing. You cut them off. Why would you continuously be there? Now, a lot of times why we don't cut these people off is because we are afraid of being alone, or we feel like we can save people, or we feel like we don't want to be a failure, or we feel like we don't want to leave people behind. Look, save yourself. Save yourself. Because if somebody wanted to be there, they're going to put in the work. Somebody wanted to be there, they're going to read a book. Somebody wanted to be there, they're going to go to YouTube. Everybody always on YouTube. So now they're going to be on YouTube trying to say, how can I save my relationship? How can I save my partner? How can I give more to my partner? How can I be equal to my partner? How can I reciprocate energy? Just like that YouTube and Google, everything else up under the sun, They can Google that if they care that much. If they don't, stop going above and beyond for these people who not going above and beyond for you. Stop going above and beyond and reciprocate and putting in that energy, and it's not getting reciprocated. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one who's going to be hurt. At the end of the day, you're the only one who's going to be saying, I gave so much and I poured so much and I gave them my all and I tried to do this and I tried to do that and they still hurt me and they still cheat on me and they still did this and they still went back to their baby mama and they still went back to their ex and they left me broken and they left me scarred. When you already had the red flags that they weren't in it like you was in it. When you was in it 10 toes deep, they was only in the pinky toe deep. Again, you was in it 10 toes deep and they was only in it pinky toe deep. So you been see the red flags. We always been there. We've been there. I've been there. And that's why I'm telling you this now. Best time for you to remove yourself from a situation is when you realize that your energy is not being reciprocated. That's how you save yourself. I promise you. Because sometimes people love being in a relationship with a good person, but they don't want to reciprocate their energy. Sometimes they don't want to, and sometimes they don't know how to. But either way, remove yourself before you get hurt too much. Anyway, I greatly do appreciate y'all for watching. This is Rich. I do wish y'all the best. Y'all be safe out there, all right? Love and blessings.